Hello folks, I'm hoping this will be a nice, quick and relatively easy one, but we are going to have to detune somewhat. So if you want to tune to me, we have from the lowest to highest, C, G, C, F, A, D. Okay, so for the first riff, these are the chords. For the most part, okay? So it's a D shape, but no, I'm flattening my first finger and using my second finger on the 6th fret there, right? You could play it like that. And then flatten your finger for that chord, right? But I find it easier to play it like that. Okay, up 2 frets, same chord shape. And this one you can play 2 ways. You could play it like this. So 7, 7, 5, right? Or you can abandon your first finger and have the top string ring out, okay? Doesn't really matter, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to stick with this one because I hear that open E ringing out. And when I've seen videos of Tom playing this live, I don't see his first finger, you know, fretting that note. So that once time through. All right, we're going to start the fills in a sec. So you start hitting the low 2 for 1 beat. Then you do this rhythm. Down, up, down, down, okay? Up 2 frets. Another low 2 there, right? And again, that last chord is down, up, down, down. Okay? So once you get that down, then you can start adding in some riffs. The fingering will become a little bit more important here, so I'm going to slightly change how I'm doing this chord, right? I'm going to use my 3rd and 4th fingers, and you'll see why in a sec. Okay, that's the most complicated fill. Often you'll just play, or, you know, or subtle variations of that. So what we're doing there, and note the fingering when I change to this chord. Okay, so we got same as before. Now we go. Okay, it is the trickiest fill, but basically you can play this a couple of ways. I like to do this. Put your first finger behind your 3rd finger so you can get that hammer on. Okay. All right. Then you're going to do the open top string and then the 7th fret again. And then another hammer on. Okay. And then you hit the low string, right? And then back around. The other reason why I like this is because it's then quite easy to tuck your D shape behind it, right? Okay. It's just easy to change between those, the fill and the chord that comes after it. And then you play it again. Now you could play like this. Flatten your first finger and play. Alright, because that note is the same as the open top string, right? So up to you if you want to put that in there. That is the main riff. You can play that throughout and you are good. But there are some other little variations. I'll just do the other fills for you, okay, quickly. right? So that's what they sound like in context. Then there's a variation which comes in and plays this. And that's just 10th fret to a C shape, or top part of a C shape, so 10, 9, 8, 8. And then the rest of the part as normal. The other variation then goes okay, so that is just 5-5-3, then 4-3-0, and then a D shape. So slowly. Then we've got the chorus section, and the transition is basically half of the verse phrase. So, and then, right, so you're going to play a C chord to a G, and then back into, and you repeat that verse phrase before you go back to the C. So the lead in goes just that. So you leave that chord, ring out for the rest of that bar. It's basically a beat and a half. And then you play this. All right, so that is just a C shape, and you're going to play eighth notes, alternating between the full chord and like the root note-ish. Keep your first finger on, slide it up 2 frets, put your second finger down on the 4th fret on the next string down from that, and then your third finger comes over the top to the low string on the 5th fret, right? You will naturally then mute the 5th string, and then the 4th string's open. So you should get that, okay? Okay, then you go back into that same section. Flatten your first finger. Okay, and then you play this little run up. And then you do the C to the G again. So you could either go and then back to verse, or you could just keep this shape and go up 1 fret for the C, and then down to the 5th fret right before you go back into the verse. So let me do that section slowly. Back in, right? So any things to note there are, once you've done the, you're going to flatten your first finger. One thing to note is the 5th string is always muted throughout, okay? So when you change to this chord, this is probably a little bit tricky. You're going to play 4, mute, 4, 3. And you play up 2 frets, up 2 frets. So you stay there for a bar, and you move it down 1 fret for a bar. Now you can either go back to that and that, or again, you go up 1 fret from where you are, and down to the 5th. and then back into the verse. And that is it. And then there's a little bit of a crescendo at the end where you play this part. 2, 3, 4. And that's it. You're done. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you again soon.